Om Shri Sairam. With pranams at the lotus feet of our beloved Mother Sai, respected elders, sisters and brothers of the Sai family. Welcome to Samarpan, an offering of gratitude from the alumni of Sri Sathya Sai Educational Institutions and Sri Sathya Sai Seva Organizations, Karnataka. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam are part of the 9 Bhakti Margas propounded to earn Swami's grace and reach Him. This evening is just that, connecting us to our source, Mother Sai, sitting here right now. Today, we are privileged to have with us some of the elders who have been sharing their experiences with Swami, with all of us. They were privileged to have these experiences with Swami just so that we can listen to them. We have not had the privilege of seeing the Dashavataras in this physical form, but we have the rarest privilege of seeing the Purna Avatar, Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba. These elders have had the opportunity to have close interactions with Him, serving Him in various parts of His cosmic plan, and being blessed with rare opportunities and experiences which they have consented to share with us. Today, we have Sri Nagesh Dhakappa, State President of Sri Sathya Sai Seva Organization, Karnataka, to address us. He held this role first in 1988. I think some of you were not even born at that time, right? Born in Sirsi, North Kannada in 1950 to Sri Gurunath V. Dhakappa, a lawyer turned businessman, and Srimati Vijaya Dhakappa. Sir was privileged to come into Swami's fold through her. She was the first devotee of Swami in their family. Swami's visit to Sirsi in 1968 was a turning point in their lives. She had his darshan and blessings on the Deepavali day in 68 and inspired and guided all of them to become devotees of Bhagwan. The Dhakappa family originally hailed from Goa. Sir got married to Sheetal Bhabi in the divine presence of Swami in May 1974 in Vrindavan itself. Swami materialized the sacred Mangal Sutra and guided them to tie it. There is more to this story, but I would actually leave it to Dhakappa sir to share it with us in his own inimitable style. Yeah? They have 2 sons, Madhukar and Ratnakar. Swami blessed them and named them both. Both studied in Swami's school at Parthi. With Swami's grace, Madhukar became a chartered accountant and Ratnakar an MBA, working with an MNC. Both pursued distinguished careers in their lives now. His father-in-law, Sri Vishwanath Chetya, was an ardent devotee of Swami. Their whole family was serving Swami in various capacities, and was fortunate to render lots of seva, woodwork required at Prashantinilayam. He was a forest contractor. So the carved Gopuram gates, which you see in Parthi, the carved Gopuram gate doors, and a lot of carved doors in the mandir, and in a lot of buildings were all done by him to Swami at various points of time. The rosewood chairs used by Swami also in the convocations were the excellent creations of carpenters from North Kannada district. True to Swami's assurance, between 1969 and 1982, Swami blessed and performed 7 marriages, 3 Upanayanam ceremonies for their family members. In 1968, at the age of 18, Swami took Mr. Dhakappa under the divine wings. Blessed initially with 3 interviews by Swami, These interviews changed the future course of Mr. Dhakappa's life. Take care of my work and I will look after your family, was Swami's assurance to him. And here is a person who actually listened to Swami's message and followed it. Sir did his B engineering in Manipal Engineering College in 73 in first class with distinction. He had a career initially. He worked he worked as an engineer in Goa, working on various projects in dairy, fertilizer, petroleum, oceanology, sugar, distilleries, tannery, etc. Lot of projects and lot of project sites. Then, like his father, he too joined the family business, and he did the business of trading in spices and runs a very successful business blessed by Swami. Bhagwan asked him to attend, just to give you a little background about what Swami tells and how he actually gets things done. Swami asked him to attend the summer course in 1977, and it was the turning point in Sir's journey under Swami's path. He joined Satsai Seva Samiti in 1978, a year after that, at Sirsi. He handled various positions at various points of time under the guidance of elders, Swami himself at points of time. The crowning moment for Sir came when Swami nominated him as State President of Karnataka in January 1988. At the age of about 38, he was the youngest state president of Sri Satsai Seva organizations in India. With the grace of Swami, he is continuing to serve in that capacity since then. Swami has guided and led him through the stress, strain of this challenging assignment. Trust me, not easy. Right? He has guided him for over 25 years, and he is one of the longest serving state presidents in the Satsai organization. Bhagwan blessed him with many challenging opportunities to provide accommodation, decoration, food arrangements, prasadam distribution during many world conferences. During this tenure, Dhakappa sir had been able to take and place these few things at Swami's lotus feet. These are just indicative. Actually, there are lots and lots of things that Sir had done over the years. There are some indicative moments that they have actually done about 87 Sri Satsai Seva Kshetras, instrumental in about 135 villages being adopted. About 61 Gram Seva Kendras. This project was unique to Karnataka, and they have started 15 Sri Satsai schools, a women's college at Dharwad, and a school for the deaf and dumb at Mysore. He headed various committees at Prashant Nilayam. His philosophy to life is simple. He has a pragmatic approach to problems. Every matter is approached with Swami's dictum, help ever, hurt never. His vision has been and is establishing a strong and vibrant Sai organization in Karnataka, which will be a role model for every branch of the society. And I will end this with sharing what his desire is. His desire is to serve at the lotus feet of Swami till the last breath. I now request Dhakappa sir to share from his treasured trove of experiences with our beloved Swami. Speak to us. Dhakappa sir, over to you, sir.
Om Shri Sai Ram. My most humble pranams at the lotus feet of our Bhagavan, Sri Sathya Sai Baba Varu. Most beloved Swami, respected elders, brothers and sisters, and my dear students, Sai Ram to all of you. Our brother who introduced me has made my life simple. Half of it which I wanted to convey to all of you, he has already shared in his introduction. All the same, I deem it a privilege to participate in the 70th edition of Samarpan, which was started here in Vrindavan immediately after the Mahasamadhi. I am very happy to learn that the Samarpan program is now conducted across India, in Mumbai, Chennai, Hyderabad, and I was surprised to note that it is also being conducted in Dubai. Maybe a day will come, the Samarpan program which was started in Vrindavan will be followed and replicated in most of the centers across the world. All of us who came to Swami's fold, initially, we had our own equation with Swami. Some looked after Swami as his own mother. Some looked up to him as his father, brother, guide, guru, and God finally. It was a similar situation in my case, which I will narrate during the course of my talk. I was wondering, 50 years of experiences with Bhagavan, 1968 till today, how will I summarize in 1 hour? It's a very challenging task, but however, I selected few points which I felt I must communicate with all of you. Before I start my talk, I remember with gratitude my mother, Srimati Vijaya Dhakappa, was instrumental in taking me to Swami. Also my in-laws, Shri V.V. Shetya, who was instrumental in doing wonderful work in Swami's mission, which was already explained, and Srimati Radha V. Shetya. They inculcated in me very steadfast devotion, faith in Swami. And that is how I could take up these challenges later on in my life. Now, coming to my experiences, I felt I must divide this into 4 parts. The first part, since 1968, first time I came in Swami's fold, till 78, when I joined Sathya Sai organization. The second part, of course, in the first part, 68 to 78, it was exclusively personal because I was young, I was settling down in my career, and I had absolutely no idea about Sathya Sai organization. It was totally personal. 78 to 88, there were a lot of interviews with Bhagavan, lot of personal experiences. Added to that, Swami was grooming me to take up the challenges in Sathya Sai organizations. So it is mixed with both the experiences, personal as well as the organization. 1988 to 2011, after having discharged all my family responsibilities, Swami asked me to concentrate more on organization. It was less of personal and more of organizational responsibilities. And finally, I want to share my experiences post-2011 when Swami was physically not amongst us after the Mahasamadhi in 2011. Now, coming to the first part, 1968 to 78 has been a golden period in my life. 1968, at the age of 18, I went to Parthi for the first time. Always in the life of every devotee, the first experiences that he will have with Bhagavan will be always cherished. I remember first of the 3 interviews. I had 3 interviews in a matter of 2 days. The first interview, I went alone inside along with group of people from my town, Sirsi. They had come. Swami said, all the gents devotees who have come from this particular town of Sirsi, please come in. And I also joined them. And the first experience I still remember, I was sitting next to Swami. Swami knows this youngster does not believe in miracles. He does not have anything about me. So he wanted to show me a spark of his divinity. Of course, I saw Swami creating a vibhuti. Then somebody from the group, apart from our group, there was one more group. They requested Swami to do the ears piercing of a child, few months old. And Swami said, okay, give the child. And Swami put that child in his lap. It was sleeping very soundly. And very mischievously Swami looked at me, said, look, they want that ears to be pierced for this child. I will create 2 rings. And he showed, I saw him waving his hand and creating 2 gold rings. And he asked me, I am going to put these rings in that ear, pierce it. What will happen? He asked me in Kannada. I said, what a question Swami is asking me. Naturally, the child will cry. I said, Swami, the child will cry because it is very painful. He said, really? I said, yes, Swami. And Swami took both the rings and pierced it in a matter of a second, and the baby did not even move or shake. Forget about crying, it did not even move. And this was the first miracle I saw Swami. And Swami looked at me and said, see, that was my first, I would say, interaction with Bhagavan. In my first interview, Swami said, I know all your problems. Those days, there was not a separate interview room was not there. There was only the main room. Today, if you go to Parthi, there is an adjacent room where Swami would take smaller groups and talk. Swami would stand on a staircase, and there used to be a curtain, and Swami would either stand up and we stand down, or we stand up and Swami would stand down. That was the way how Swami would discuss personal matters, intimate matters with different devotees. And Swami took me there and said, I know all your problems. Because I had lost my father 2 years prior to that. Huge responsibility was there on me. 4 younger brothers and a sister. And Swami knew everything. I didn't have to tell anything. He said, don't worry, I will take care of you from now onwards. I just listened to Swami and came back. That was my first interview with Bhagavan. The second interview Swami called, along with my mother and other family members who had come with us. And 3 distinct things happened. The first point Swami asked me as soon as I entered my interview room, he said, where is your father? And I was totally taken aback because I had not expected that question. I just kept quiet. Swami went on repeating the same question, where is your father? He kept asking me. Somebody from the group wanted to answer. Swami said, stop. I know everything. And that day, he made a very, very significant statement in my life. He said, from today onwards, I will look after you as your own father. Which promise he kept up till end. He said, those of you, see, this is not only for me, for all of us, for each and every one of us who do not have their father, do not have their mothers, do not have their near ones. Swami said, I am everything for you. I am everything for each one of you. That faith we must firmly have. That Swami is always with us and He will look after us. The second thing, as I had joined for engineering that year, I was in first year of engineering, Swami materialized Vibhuti and rubbed it on my palm and said, from now onwards, you will go on getting higher and higher successes and you will complete your engineering. I was from my childhood a good student, but post 1966, for 2 years when I went to Bombay, like any other youngster, what happens is outside world, lot of distractions. There was not a single movie theater I did not visit during that 2 years in Mumbai. Swami knew that, probably, and that's why he said, now onwards you concentrate on your studies, I'll see that you become a successful engineer. And he created vibhuti and rubbed it on my palm. That was the second thing he said. And the most significant thing, the third thing that he asked me suddenly, while the interview was coming to a close, after he spoke to my mother and told all of our problems, he suddenly asked me, when is your marriage? For a 18 years, you're all same age group. If somebody asks you, when is your marriage, what answer you can give? I felt very shy. I couldn't answer. Swami kept repeating the same sentence, Ninna Maduve Yavaga. He asked me repeatedly, just to get rid of the situation, to overcome that situation, I only told Swami, Nandu Odi Admele Maduve Agtene. That is, after I finish my education, I'll marry. He said, really? I said, yes, Swami. I will perform your marriage. And that is the promise he gave me in 1968 in the second interview of mine during that visit to Parthi. And the third interview was still more exciting. I don't know how many of you have, most of you have might not have seen that room, that interview room, which is exactly opposite to the interview room which normally Swami gives. Now, Prashanti Mandir, when you go, when you enter the Prashanti Mandir from the back gate, left side there is a room. And it opens on the student side where you all sit. There is a door there and it is open from that side. Those days, after the morning interviews and bhajan, Swami will have lunch and come down for another round of interview for devotees at 11 o'clock. That practice probably Swami did not continue as his responsibilities with university, hospital, etc. increased. And we were called there, only myself and my mother were called. And again same, there was a curtain, there was a staircase, and Swami took me inside. Now why I want to share you this is, I went to Parthi with the sole intentions of seeing my father. Because somebody had told me, Swami will show the person who is no more physically. Swami can bring that person and show you. So the only idea for me to go to Parthi was to see my father. But strangely what happened, the moment Swami said, I will look after you as your own father, that desire vanished. And I am not exaggerating when I mention that Swami asked me at least 15-20 times, you have come for a specific purpose, you tell me what you want. And each time I only repeated, Swami, I want your anugraha and ashirvada. I don't want anything else in my life. I didn't even ask him my desire of seeing my father because that had vanished. And Swami said, he blessed me, gave me a locket. He said, from today onwards, you will have my anugraha and ashirvada forever. And that is the biggest achievement probably I have in my life, that his blessings are always there with us. Next 5 years, Swami did not call me for any interview. And we were coming and some occasions have darshan and go back. Again, a turning moment in my life came in 74. In 74, he gave me 3 sets of interviews. In March 74, April 74, and May 74. What happened was, after the thread ceremony of my youngest brother, Swami told my mother, where is your son? What is he doing? Has he completed his education? I had just completed my engineering in 73. July. And my mother said, yes, Swami, he has completed his education. Okay, let us perform his marriage, call him. When my mother told me, I was terribly worried and scared. I had thought that Swami had forgotten his promise. And I had also not remembered because it is too early an age to get married. And suddenly I was very upset. How can I marry? I didn't have a permanent job. I was on a stipend of 400 rupees in a company called Goan company. I was working in Mangalore. I came here only to tell Swami that I am not marrying Swami. So that is what I promised my mother. I'll come to Swami, but I will only inform Swami that this is not the time for me to get married. Because I never had the experience of Swami as divinity. I thought him to be a guru. And when I came here in March 74, he gave us an interview in that old mandir here. And the turning point came during that interview. One of the students of Sathya Sai College wanted to join engineering college where I studied. And I was sitting quietly. They were asking Swami, Swami, my son wants to go and do engineering in that college. Swami said, no, don't send him. That college is not good. Ask him, he knows. And that is the time I realized that during that 5 years of my engineering education, Swami protected me so much that I did not go astray. You are all lucky that you have a beautiful hostel here where Ravi Kumar sir as warden is always present. In engineering college, warden will never stay in his room because he is scared to stay. Engineering students are like that. And we never had, carefree life, nobody to question us. So when Swami mentioned it to me in my interview room, see, correct no what I said? I realized that during that 5 years, Swami protected me from going astray. Because today in life, there is so much distraction outside, so much of youngsters can go astray so very easily. Swami protected me. And I must share with you, you must all consider yourself lucky that you are in this protected environments where Bhagwan looks after you from going astray. See, apart from the academic curriculum, what you study, different courses, value-based education, Swami is literally protecting you and making you into an ideal person. And this is, I say I know it, because both my sons who studied in Sathya Sai schools, their foundation has been so strong, now I have no worries that they will go astray. The foundation in Sathya Sai institutions is very strong, and Swami looks after like that. Now coming to this March, April, May, Swami wanted me to marry. I kept telling Swami that, Swami, any girl you will ask me to marry, I will marry, but give me 2 years' time. Swami said, decision to marry is yours, time frame is mine. You can't decide the time frame. You see, later on, we are not getting an opportunity to even give a letter to Swami. That was the situation. But those days, I was arguing with Swami for half an hour. Swami kept telling me the same thing, I kept telling the Swami same thing. End of it, he said, look, you have to make a decision today. To say yes or no is your prerogative, you say. And that is the time I realized this is a decision-making moment in my life. Brothers and sisters, I'll tell you, if that day I had said no, I will not be standing here today. I would have gone somewhere else, never into the fold of Sri Sathya Sai Baba. The moment I said yes, then Swami said, next month engagement, May month marriage. And I was totally taken aback. Swami, he said, look, I know what I am doing. Please listen to me, and I will take care of you. I have told you. Here I want to tell you a very important lesson I learned. Swami was very particular that in marriages, children must take the consent of their parents. In many of the incidences when I used to tell Swami about various things, Swami will ask me, have you spoken to your mother? Has she given consent? And Swami will give highest importance for the consent of the parents. You have to be very obedient to your mother and father. This is what Swami always used to like and which you must always remember. He taught me many lessons during the course of that marriage. He said, in your life, don't ask anything from anybody. He asked, don't ask dowry from your father-in-law. Not that I was going to ask, I didn't know what dowry was at the age of 23, but he said, don't ask anything. Whatever you need in life, I will give you. And during the course of several marriages in the family, Swami told me one thing, the expenses of the marriages must be shared between all the parties connected. 1982, when Swami performed two of my brother's marriages in Parthi, Swami was not prepared to accept the bills of the canteen where food was arranged. When I prayed to Swami, Swami said, "Neevu ellaru hanchikoltira. Are you sharing the expenses? Then I will permit." I mean, you must always remember, Swami does not want the groom's side to put additional burden on the bride's side. This is the teaching which Swami gave us right in the beginning, which we followed in all our marriages in the family, which each one of you must follow very, very systematically. You should never ask dowry. You will agree? When you grow up, after your education, when you get married, don't ask dowry. I know when I was studying in engineering college, there were a number of boys from Bihar and Andhra Pradesh, and I told them, why you have come for engineering? Sir, if I complete engineering, my dowry market will go high up. You know, that market is very high. In Satyasai devotees, there is no dowry market at all. You must remember it very, very clearly. During the course of my engagement in April, on the Akshaya Tritiya day, Swami spoke to us for 3 hours before the engagement. And Swami stressed how you should lead an ideal life, how you must conduct yourself as husband and wife. And he gave examples from Ramayana. He spoke to us for almost 3 hours, which in my entire lifetime I cannot forget. He spoke and he explained to us how Rama and Sita conducted themselves, and he wanted us to emulate. It is not only for me, for each one of us, he said, you must do it. And he, at one point of time, he said, even if you are ekapatni vratastha, it is as good as remaining a brahmachari also. It is as good as that. That's what he told me. So you don't worry, you can get married, but you should be like Rama and Sita. That is the kind of marriage each one of us must try to follow. And coming to the marriage, see, that is the time, 1 year after the marriage, Swami performed the marriage here in the Samarpan Pendal. And one thing I must tell you, because Swami had promised that he will perform the marriage, I remember that time, the 18th of May, there was an all India strike. Railways, aeroplanes, all strike, nothing, no movement. You will not believe, Swami traveled in a Fiat car all the way from Bombay, came to Vrindavan to make arrangement for the marriage. The entire arrangement of food, the pendal, the priest, everything was arranged by Swami. And Swami told us, except staying in Bangalore with all our guests, entire thing Swami looked after here. Srimati Kamala Padmanabhan, a senior office bearers of the organization, keeps telling me, Dhakappa, because of your marriage, I got a phone call from Swami. Because that day morning, Swami telephoned to them to get the Nadaswara people for the marriage. You know, so much of grace Swami showered, which I cannot forget in my lifetime. First time I realized Swami was omnipresent, omnipotent, omniscient. You all hear, all the elders talk to you. Swami is Sarvantaryami, Sarvashakta, Sarvajna. That experience for the first time I got 1 year after the marriage. Swami had created a beautiful Mangal Sutra for my wife, which he made me tie during the course of the marriage, and he blessed with akshatas and he told how to tie it and everything. And he had told me 1 year later, you change this thread into a golden thread and put it properly. In 75, in the month of probably June, July, when I was working in Goa, all the family members, my in-laws, everybody had come. And Goa is a small state, and that day morning, from one place to the entire state of Goa, we went and visited various temples. In the night when we came back, my wife tells me that the Mangal Sutra is lost. It has fallen off. And it was not in one piece, it was in 5 pieces, 5 different pieces of Mangal Sutra were there. And how can you search? From morning 8 o'clock till night 8 o'clock, you are on the move, different temples you have visited, and how can we get it? So we are very upset because losing a Mangal Sutra, you know what it means. And we are very much worried, but we are going through the motion of searching in the car, in the dicky, here, there, where we might have kept it. Suddenly my in-laws went to the hotel room. We were staying in a lodge. And when they went inside the room, he suddenly, for some reason, wanted to put the pillow at the back, and he kept it there. He saw the entire Mangal Sutra, all the 4 pieces kept in the main piece, one inside the other. It was kept in that room below the pillow. And we were very happy. We were wondering how it could come there. And later on, next visit to Parthi, Swami told me, you are a very negligent fellow. You must listen to whatever I say and do it at the correct time. Because you were negligent, the pieces fell off in different places. And immediately I came to know in Parthi, he said, that is Sarvajna. He knew everything. He knew the pieces fell off at different places. He said, I came, picked up the different pieces from different parts of wherever they have fallen, and came and kept it in your room. If I had kept it in my room, probably I would have thought might have fallen there and I would have kept it there. He didn't keep it in my room. He kept it in my father-in-law's room to prove that he only kept it there. See, this is the first time I realized Swami is omnipresent, omnipotent, omniscient. He was verily God. Now I think I have to go very fast. A lot of issues I have to tell you. 1975, there was a theft in the family. Would have lost everything. I will not go into the detail, but we don't know till today what happened, because except the main door, our ancestral house in Sirsi is very big. Except the main door of the house, all the other back doors were open in the night. And there used to be a separate treasury room those days in different ancestral houses. And except that room, everywhere else, whole thing was open. And we don't know what happened in the night. But when I came to Swami, we asked, he did not answer anything. He just said, listen, I'll tell you what to do, you only do that. He never explained. Because Swami, once he protects you, once he does something, will not try to explain and give you explanations. He will never do that. You have to only understand how Swami's grace has protected you. And that time he told me, you have a very serious business problems in the family, you must try to solve it. And Swami didn't tell me anything. I said, I was very confident, I'll talk to various people and solve that problem. I went back, I went to Mumbai, I went here, there, my father's friend, somebody high court judge, somebody so-and-so. I went on consulting them. At the end of all that, nothing happened. So I came back to Swami. So the moment I came here, the first sentence Swami said, Jagat ella tirgadi bandya. He said, you went round the whole world trying to solve your problem. You couldn't solve it. Now listen to me, I will solve it. That's what he said. And he went on to tell me exactly what all I must do to solve that particular problem. We are very foolish. In spite of so much experiences, we don't believe him. I said, Swami, I had the audacity to tell, Swami, this solution will not work. He was very angry. He said, look, your job is to do what I am telling you to do. Rest all you leave it to me. And truly, it happened. When it really happened, when I went to tell Parthi, Swami said, Yenaya, what happened? Your problem is solved, no? He, at every stage, he was telling me, he is divine. He is God himself. We must believe, we must truly believe in his divinity and act accordingly. Another issue, we believe that when we physically met, I keep mentioning at the age of 18 I saw Swami. Physically I saw Swami at the age of 18, but he is with us from several births. Birth after birth he is with us, we must firmly believe. There are various small things Swami kept telling us. We did not realize, we did not understand, we did not remember those sentences. During the course of my naming of my elder son Madhukar in 1976, he was crying continuously when Swami was naming him. Swami held him up and stood on and took him up and photographed with us. He sang a bhajan, etc. He continuously went on crying. Then he looked at my mother and said, this son, when he was 3 months old, was very quiet, no? See, this sentence we missed. I didn't understand this for several years. And suddenly when I remembered it, I said, that means Swami was looking after me when I was even 3 months old. Though there was no physical darshan I had not taken. 3 months child, what I was doing, Swami knew. And this, you must read the book written by a great devotee of Swami, Finding God, by Charles Penn. You must really read that book. He has also narrated a similar instance, So this is the major thing. And the last thing that happened in 68 to 78 period was the summer course. 6 months prior to the 77 summer course, Swami went on insisting with me that you must come and attend the summer course. I said, Swami, 1 month I will not get leave. I was not even, confirmed posting in the company. He said, all that you don't worry. I will make arrangement that you will get leave. You come. Hesitatingly, I went to my boss, my resident engineer. I told him I have to go for a summer course for 1 month. I had already exhausted all my paid leave. He said, look, I can't give you leave. After a lot of my persuading him, he said, on 2 conditions I will give you leave. One is, you have to go without your salary. There will be no pay for that month. Secondly, you must come back the moment the chief engineer who was abroad at that time will come back to Goa, and I intimate you, you have to start immediately. Because I was supposed to start a dairy project in Bijapur district of Karnataka. I agreed to both the conditions and I came here. Wonderful summer course. It changed my whole life. Entire month, daily discourses by Bhagwan on Ramayana, various elderly people talking to us, music programs, etc., etc. 25 days over. Suddenly I get a telegram. No mobiles those days, no internet, no emails, only telegram. Now you can't see telegrams at all. It is all abolished. I got a telegram sitting in the your institute auditorium. My brother who was a student here gave me the telegram. Please come immediately, the chief engineer has come back. So I was in 2 minds what to do. I felt like crying. I didn't want to leave. Second day morning, again one more telegram. Same afternoon, I got the third telegram. If you don't come, disciplinary action will be taken against you. I was in a very emotional condition. I was praying to Swami, Swami, you please guide me what I must do. That day, you all have heard about Anup Jalota. He came and performed 2 years back here in this hall. His father, also a great bhajan singer, Purushottam Das Jalota. That day he was to perform in the auditorium, college auditorium, and he sang a beautiful bhajan. It was like this. I will never forget that bhajan in my life. He said, Prabala prema ke pale padkar, प्रबल प्रेम के पाले पड़कर प्रभु को नियम बदलते देखा. That means if you have intense love for God, God will change all the rules. प्रबल प्रेम के पाले पड़कर प्रभु को नियम बदलते देखा, अपना मान टले टल जाए. Means even if my honor goes, भक्त का मान न टलते देखा. I will never allow the devotee's honor to be get spoiled or get damaged. You know, after hearing that bhajan, I made my decision. I just quietly went out, took out all the 3 telegrams, tore it and put it in the dustbin and continued with the summer course. Summer course over, we were sitting here, Swami gave lunch to all of us. And after that lunch, next day Swami was leaving for Parthi. He told my father-in-law and to me, Nale, both of you come to Parthi. So we went to Parthi. Swami called that evening, spoke to us. He gave me an assignment. You go to your native place. From there you go to Manipal for some work, he said. I said, very good. My job is anyway gone. So why I should worry? I went to my native place. I went to Manipal and 1.5 months passed. 1.5 months over. I said, nobody will wait for my job. So I went to Goa. I went to Penjim, head office. I went to the administrative office. And when I go there, what happens? The administrative officer comes, literally when he sees me, he pulls me into his cabin. I said, where are you? What are you doing? I said, look, I couldn't come. This is my resignation letter. I was removing my resignation letter from this. He said, no, don't do all that. I said, why? He said, look, chief engineer came back. He was very particular. He was asking about you. We told him a lie that you are already on the project site working. So here is your salary check. Please go and report to that site. See what Swami did? I had gone without salary for 1 month. He gave me 1.5 months, summer course, everything, and then continued with my job. It is a different matter that I resigned the job 6 months later. I'll come to the phase 2. I have to go a little faster now. 1978 to 88, Swami performed, including my marriage, totally 9 marriages in the family, 4 thread ceremonies, and 9 naming ceremonies. For each of these instances, I can talk to you for one hour, which is not my intention, so I'll just skip this. But this is what he did. Such a grace and blessings Swami showered in our family. And I will tell you one instance. In 82, we came here. That day, there was a marriage here in the Kalyan Mandap, old Kalyan Mandap. Evening, Swami was going for dinner to the hostel. I was a district president by that time. I was standing at the gate of your hostel here. Swami came. When he entered this hostel, he just stared at me. And my brother-in-law who is here and my brother, 3 of us were standing at the gate of this hostel. He gave a very, very, I would say, scary stare. He just looked at us with, big eyes. And I couldn't understand why Swami looked like that. And I was terribly worried. Okay, Swami came out after dinner and discourse and dinner, etc., etc. Swami went inside and my father-in-law came out and we went to the city. Within an hour, when we went to the city, he just had a massive heart attack and he passed away. Much later, I was not able to understand. Anyway, we came, informed Swami and all that instruction Swami gave. Much later, when I was reading a book about Swami's divinity, I think probably in Satyam Shivam Sundaram, Kasturiji has recorded a similar instance. When Swami went on a visit to some place, maybe Kurnool in Andhra Pradesh, there was a huge gathering of devotees. Devotees were standing on the trees, buildings, bus stops, everywhere. And it seems before he started his discourse, he gave a very, very thick stare. He went on looking at the whole scenario for 5 minutes. And then he started his discourse. When they came back, Kasturiji asked Bhagwan, Swami, why did you do that? He said, Kasturi, do you know how many people were sitting on that tree, on that buildings and different structures? If I had not given strength to them, the whole thing would have collapsed and a lot of people would have died. It became clear to me why Swami stared at me while entering the hostel that day. He wanted to give that strength to face the situation. And when we went back to Parthi after the 13-day ceremony and all, another beautiful lesson Swami told us, which I want you to remember. Swami suddenly during the course of the interview, or maybe in the end of the interview, he said, when you pray to God, what do you ask? Normally what do you ask? Swami, give me promotion, give me good marks, give me good ranks, give me a good wife, give me good job, etc., etc. Our desires go on increasing. Swami said, when you pray to God, you should not ask any of these things. He said, only two things that we must ask from God. And he asked all of us, do you know? We said, no, Swami, we don't know. Then he narrated to us, he explained to us, there are only two things we must ask from God. One is, anayasena maranam. When finally the death comes, because in life, birth and death are two things which nobody can change. Anayasena maranam. When the death comes, it should be smooth death. No suffering, nothing, everything should be smooth. Anayasena maranam. Vina dainena jivanam. During the course of your lifetime, you should never do like this. Vina dainena. Without dainya, without any, difficulty, you should be able to lead your own life. Vina dainena jivanam. These are the only two prayers we must offer to the Lord. No, nothing else you must ask. Swami that day told us. Then, during the course of different family marriages, Swami used to ask me to bring horoscopes and I would take them. And Swami used to make fun of me. Oh, open your Ramayana and show me. I was very superstitious. I used to go after this priest, that priest, astrology, etc., etc., etc. Swami used to make fun of me, And one day, when I went to Swami, asked him something related to this, Swami took me inside another room and held my hand and told me today, which you all must remember. He said, look, today I am telling you very firmly, all the 9 planets you talk about, the Navagrahas, are in my palm. You only listen to me, you only follow me, I will take care of all these Navagrahas for you, he said. Which you must always remember. Because in our life, they tell you you have to do this homa, this puja, all that is fine, we should do it. But totally dependent upon them, we should never be. Swami said, if you firmly believe that God is with us, He looks after us, He will take care of all these things, He very clearly told. And 1978, after the summer course, one learned speaker spoke about Kundalini. You must have heard what is Kundalini and 7 chakras. That day Swami told, Kundalini is fine, all 7 chakras he explained, but he said, don't go after Kundalini. The biggest and the simplest sadhana, I will give it to all of you. Work in Satisai organizations, take part in the spiritual, educational, service activities of the organization. That is the biggest sadhana we can follow in this Kali Yuga, he said. I remember what he told in 1984 in this old Kalyan Mandap after our state conference. I was a district president. Swami said, there is a beautiful speech in Kannada, which Gangadhar Shetty sir will remember. He said, one day Satisai organizations will be the biggest spiritual organization in the entire world. You have to only join this organization and take part in the activities. This is the best spiritual sadhana one can undertake. He told me. He told all of us very clearly. So I joined the organization in 78. 1981, so of course between 78 and 81 I had the opportunity to accompany Sri Kasturi ji, who was the state president of Karnataka, and many other dignitaries. In 81, Swami sent word through the then state president, Dr. Keshav Rao. When Keshav Rao went, he had the privilege. Those days, state presidents were more privileged, because after every tour of the state, Swami will talk to them, ask them about the organization. But we never had such privileges later on because Swami got more involved with the university, hospital, etc. And when during such interaction about North Kannada district, when he was telling Swami, Swami suggested you make him district president. And this is how I got a letter from him that you have been nominated as district president of... I didn't know ABCD. I had not held any position in the organization, not even at Samiti level. So for me, it was a surprise. I didn't know. But I always believe whatever Swami said, follow it implicitly. And I accepted. Later on, 1986, he made me one of the members of the state trust and under the convenership of Shri Gangadhar Shetty sir. And 1988, as brother already mentioned, Swami wanted me to take up the responsibility of state president. I didn't know what work I'm supposed to do as a state president. I didn't know anything. I didn't have the knowledge as to what all I'm expected to do. I still today remember I was in Parthi after a meeting we had in Bangalore where many of the office bearers who had all met here. I went to Parthi next day. 3 days I was in Parthi. And Friday, Saturday, Sunday. On Monday I was going back to my native place. I wanted to catch that. Those days there used to be only one bus, 9:45, Parthi to Bangalore via Penukonda. Only a single bus. And I told my sister who had accompanied me to go to bus stand. I will go to the bhajan hall. I will finish bhajan because I used to love sitting in the bhajan hall because those days students were not there. Morning time, the devotees were allowed to sit. You have to go in a queue. You can sit right in front where Swami will come and sit and enjoy the bhajan. After the bhajan, when I came out, 3 elderly gentlemen from the central office were waiting for me. He said, we want to talk to you. I said, look, my sister is already in the bus station with luggage. I have to leave. He said, no, nothing doing. We want to talk to you. They took me to the central office and they started interviewing me. What is your name? What is your father's name? I said, Baba, you leave me. I have to go. I'll miss my bus. He said, no, look, Swami has asked me to talk to you. And he said, Swami wants you to become state president. I was really scared. I told him, in no way I can accept this because I don't know what is to be done. I don't know what activities I'm supposed to do, what will be my responsibility. Then they said, wait, do not leave till you talk to Swami. And afternoon, Swami called us inside. First thing, as soon as he came down for darshan, Swami told me, I want you to become state president of Karnataka. I was thinking very fast what all excuses I can give. I said, look, Swami, I am from a small town in Sirsi. I don't stay in Bangalore, capital city of Karnataka. So you can have a better person as a state president, Swami. I'm in a far-off place. Swami had answer to all my queries. Swami said, do you know Anil Kumar? I said, yes, Swami. He doesn't stay in Hyderabad. He stays in Guntur. You know Natarajan, who was the state president of Kerala? He does not stay in Cochin. He stays somewhere else, Ernakulam. So I don't want you to stay in Bangalore. It is fine with me wherever you stay. Maybe later you have to come for your own reason. He knew that 1994 I'll shift to Bangalore. He knew well in advance. Second, Swami, I don't know anything. I'm very young. There are experienced people. He said, look, spiritual field, you must start when you are young. I'm telling you because all the students must remember this. You must start when you are young. What will you do when you become old? So this is the right time to start doing the work. So whatever excuses I gave, he overruled it. And finally, as he had told me during marriage time, he suddenly became very firm and said, you will do it or you will not do it. Because he knew it, I will do it. Because during the entire time when he was solving my family problems one after the other, I had to take round of the mandir, old mandir. Now Sai Kulwant Hall, the backside we can't go, ladies side. Those days, they were allowing us pradakshina. And I used to really love taking a pradakshina and standing below the window where Swami's bedroom used to be. I would stand below the window and convey all my prayers to Swami. And he knew that I had prayed, Swami, you solve my problem, I will do whatever you say. So Swami used that veto and said, look, I have done your work, you do my work. And I don't regret that decision, brothers and sisters, because that was the biggest privilege of my life. My whole life changed. Now, brothers, has already explained what all has been done in Karnataka. I don't want to go into the details. At every step, Swami was guiding us. At every step, Swami told me what is to be done. It is all his work. Swami said, don't ever think that you are doing. Everything I will do it. Everything I am taking care. You only become my instrument. And I am telling you very frankly, in Satyasai organizations, whether you are an office bearer, whether you are a state president, district president, or a Samiti convener, or you are anybody, we are all ornamental pillars. Once Kasturiji very beautifully explained, when you construct a building, the superstructure always rests on the column, and the columns rest on the foundation. But in Satyasai organization, Swami is the superstructure which does not rest on any of our pillars. All of us are only decorative, ornamental pillars. And we must always remember that whatever work we have been doing in Satyasai organization in different fields, we are doing as part of our sadhana, our own sake. That realization, Swami really gave number of times. And I must admit how Swami's divinity I was experiencing. In this same hall, during Swami's 75th birthday, Swami permitted us to hold number of Upanayinams and marriages, mass marriages and Upanayinams. I'll share one experience what happened. After the marriages happened here, Swami, I was standing here, Gangadhar Shetty sir, all of us were standing here. Swami asked me to pick up the bowl of Akshata and follow him. And I was going with Swami, following Swami. It was an experience, great experience, because Swami would move so fast. And suddenly he will put his hand at the back. He will not even look back. We have to be ready with the bowl. I really got tired. I tell you, during entire half an hour when Swami went to the nook and corner of every couple to bless, not even once he used the handkerchief to, any sweating and all, to remove any sweating. Otherwise, when Swami sits on the chair, every 5 minutes he will take up the kerchief, he will remove. That is the time his gown also did not get wet. See, the divinity part is when Swami comes for darshan. Swami is to be amongst the devotees. You can really experience. I was really experiencing his divinity. Later on in the afternoon, when we went inside, Gangadhar Shetty sir was there, all of us were there. He suddenly asked me one question. Tell me, most of the couples today who were there were Lingayats, is it? I said, yes, Swami. Many of them were from Lingayat community. I asked Swami, you know everything, but why is skeptical? No, when I went on blessing them, I knew the linga they had tied within their dhoti. See, it was not visible from outside, but Swami was telling us all of them were wearing, because Lingayats wear lingam, this silver thing, inside their dhoti. So time and again, Swami was giving glimpses of his divinity at all times. Another beautiful experience Swami gave was in 1994, the All India Balvikas conference which was held here in Vrindavan. The entire Alembic factory, we had set up all the accommodation, etc. That particular year, both my children completed the schooling in Parthi, and I had to move for 1 year to Belgaum for a project. So I took Swami's permission and took them to join college there. And Swami would ask our All India President, Mr. J.V. Satyanarayana, hey, All India conference is there, where is your state president? The first day, immediately he called. That day I had gone from my native town to Belgaum with all my luggage, etc., etc. Next day, I had to get their admission done, set up the house, get the gas connection, etc. All these routine things were there. And next day morning, again I got a call from the All India President. He said, look, Swami asking for you. I said, look sir, give me 1 or 2 days, I am coming. Afternoon he again called. he said when he went to Swami, he again asked him, where is your state president? Swami, he's busy with the admission of his children. I said, no, all that is over. I have taken care of their admission. I have taken care of his house. Ask him to start tonight. And truly everything had fallen in place. That night I came here, 1 month, I stayed put here. It was a wonderful opportunity given to me by Swami. An experience which held good for me after so many conferences in Parthi, which we shouldered the responsibility. That was the turning point. That was the beginning. And in Vrindavan, to create facilities for the so many children who came from all over India was not easy. And that experience really helped me a lot. And Swami was very clear that I take part in that experience. Another great blessing Swami has given it to us is Satisai Institute of Higher Medical Sciences. When the super specialty hospital was started here, Swami called us and told, in now onwards, all the Karnataka Sevadals will serve here. You need not go to Parthi, because all other states will look after Parthi and you look after here. He asked us to provide 100 Sevadals on a daily basis coming from different districts. 15 years, 16 years have passed. Lot of other state presidents and even All India president asked me, Dhakappa, Swami has instructed like that, is it possible for you? I said, if Swami has instructed, he will take care of it. We have to be only sincere, we have to make our efforts sincerely, and everything will fall in place. Even today, every Sunday, when our duty rosters change in hospital, we don't know how many people will come. Because hospital has to run systematically, minimum number of Sevadals have to come. Today, 16 years later, 100 Sevadals come from different districts of Karnataka, week after week, without fail, to serve in Swami's institution here. This is the biggest miracle. And all that we could do for them, arrange nice accommodation and food, separate food arrangement we have made for them. And I must thank all the members, trustees of Karnataka Trust who have helped me in doing this work for so many years. Another very important activity Swami blessed was the youth activity, youth movement in Karnataka. For the first time, probably apart from all other states, Karnataka was the first state which formed the Youth Coordination Committee under the leadership of Brother Vinay Kumar, who is sitting here. A separate youth team was formed to take up youth activities. We had 2-3 wonderful Yuva Vandana programs in this same hall, which Swami blessed all our youths. Karnataka youths were motivated to such extent, they even went ahead under leadership of Brother Vinay Kumar to perform the Atirudra Mahayajna, first Atirudra Mahayajna in Prashanti Nilayam. So the youth force which started, it became a model for all other states' youth movement also. So this is another great opportunity. Swami gave ample opportunities to our youths subsequently also. Now this is what happened during 1988 and 2011. So in this, Swami allowed me to travel to all districts. In all the districts where there was no Satisai organization, we could start samitis, we could start different units, we could start our centers, Balvikas, etc., revive Sanatana Sarati, conducted a lot of training programs, and lot of devotees have come and participated and have benefited. So finally, I want to close. Post 2011, what all happened? You know, when Swami left his mortar coil, when Swami left his physical body, we were all shattered. We were all grief-stricken. We didn't expect Swami will leave us 10 years before his age of 96. I remember after the Mahasamadhi, all that thing happened in Parthi, we came home, and for next 15 days, I did not move out of the house. I kept thinking about Swami, crying, feeling, very sad, discussing, so many things came to our notice. I remember that day, one day, my wife told me that, see, there should no point in just sitting and, talking. You have to continue with your mission. You have to continue with our work. I'm telling you, a very strange thing happened. When we were discussing like this, on our balcony, very near, 2 sparrows had come down and sat and were listening to us. I have never seen a sparrow before that date and after that date, since now almost 10-12 years since I am staying in the same apartment here near Varturkodi. 2 sparrows were sitting and listening to us. When just both of us looked at it, both the sparrows flew away. And that was an indication to me that I must continue with my work. There were a lot of media, adverse publicity, etc., of which you are aware, and we started, best thing is to create confidence in devotees. We conducted a lot of devotee conferences across Karnataka where we went and spoke to devotees. We explained to them, and it was a great experience. I must share one experience here. See, what happened was, during the media glare, there was one thing repeatedly in Kannada TV channels they were showing. He says Swami had golden padukas, silver padukas, diamond-studded padukas. Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Baba wears diamond-studded padukas, etc. When I heard that, it used to be very painful to us because I was having an experience 1975-76 when Swami solved my family problem. I mentioned it to you. One day in the Sai Ram shed, this hall was not there. Sai Ram shed, we were sitting and waiting for Swami. It rained. It rained heavily and all devotees left for Bangalore and their respective places. Hardly 20-25 devotees were waiting and we were also waiting for whether by chance Swami may come. It was raining, it was very slushy here. This entire path up to the Sai Ram shed was slushy. And at 6 o'clock, when it was becoming dark, suddenly the door opened of Trai and said, Swami is coming. He came. I said, Swami, why are you coming in this slushy land? This slushy, it has become so slushy. Swami, when he came out, he lifted his, gown and he was slowly walking. Hardly 15-20 people were there in the Sai Ram shed. He came up to me and you know what he said? Today is Bangaru Ashtami. That's why I did not call you. Tomorrow morning I will call you, give you interview and talk to you. He just gave me namaskar and went back. Can you believe God of this universe walking in that slush all the way to the Sai Ram shed only to tell me this? He could have called me next day for interview and the matter would have been over. But he came in that slushy soil without any sandals, without any chappals. I remember, Bhotia sir is here. Many times we will wait for darshan. Swami, even if it is raining, will just walk outside the door. But he will come running with an umbrella and open and go with Swami. But Swami never asked. Swami never asked for the chappals. He never asked for the umbrella. In that slushy thing, and this God, who is so compassionate, we say that he wears diamond-studded padukas. We must explain this to people. We must know what kind of a God we encountered, what kind of a God we experienced. Another great thing was Swami, I just finish in 5 minutes. 2 dreams I got. In one dream he said, look, you have experienced summer course, you do a summer course here in Vrindavan. I met the then director, Sanjay Sani sir, and for the first time Satya Sai Institute of Higher Learning and Satya Sai Seva organizations conducted a summer course in this very campus for 1,000 children from Karnataka. Every single incident during the summer course is a miracle. I have no time to share with you. Some other occasion I will definitely share with you. At every single step, how money came for the summer course, how everything fell in place. Mr. Bhotia, who is here, is a witness. And second thing was the Atirudra Mahayajna that happened here in Sai Ramesh Hall. Swami came in my dream and said that Nanjunda Dikshit wants to conduct this, you please help him. And 700 Sevadals came from all over Karnataka and assisted in conduct of this. And finally, we feel that because this is a spiritual organization, we can go on doing work at our pace or our thinking. When I attended a workshop conducted by Dr. Pitre in Kodaikanal, just before the 90th birthday, one Dr. Girishankar attended. He said, even if you are working for a spiritual organization, you must set targets. You must sit before Swami. Swami, this is what is our requirement. This is what we want to do. This is what you we pray for, and you please help us. That day, after I heard from him, I wrote down 5 points. He said, don't show it to anybody. You sit before Swami's picture and write down 5 points. Maybe organization, maybe your business, maybe your personal, whatever you want to write. 5 points, and work towards those 5 points. And I must tell you, I wrote down, I dedicatedly, seriously worked towards it. And by the time 90th birthday was over, 4 of the 5 points I wrote down happened with the blessings and grace of Bhagwan Shri Sathya Sai Baba. One of them was the Mahila College in Dharwad. The entire campus was handed over to Sathya Sai Central Trust. Last month, on 22nd of January, we installed the Padukas of Shri Sathya Sai Baba, and the college and Mahila College and the school were dedicated to the society. Finally, I must thank the alumni of Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning who have taken up this work. They are doing wonderful work in conducting a beautiful medical camp. I always tell the alumni boys, having studied, having spent time for a number of years in Divine Presence, you alumni boys are capable of doing much more. You boys are capable of doing much more, which you should carry on doing. And in the Sathya Sai organization, future also, you are the future. You all must join the organization and work, because this is the greatest sadhana Swami has given us. Secondly, I must take this opportunity to thank my wife. She was 19 years old. We have completed 43 years of our married life. She was a 19-year-old girl. Before Swami even told me, Swami told her, I have found an engineer for you. You are going to marry an engineer. Believe me, I had not joined engineering at all at that time when Swami told her. And if today I have been able to work, travel 20 days in a month for my professional and organization work, but for my wife's cooperation, but for her help and assistance, I would not have done it. Many times when my faith also wavered, I was having two minds. Her faith is more steady, more firm than mine. I must admit here today. Because it was she who kept telling me, you have to do this. Swami has done this for us, you have to go on doing. It is her inspiration, her cooperation I've been able to achieve whatever little I've been able to achieve. Then one more important thing I will say, the organization members, devotees across Karnataka, thousands of devotees I have met in last 30 years. This December, I am completing 30 years as the state president. Thousands of organizational members and devotees I have met. I have got lot of love and affection from them in my life, which I have not got even from my relatives. I am very much grateful to all the devotees of the organization who have stood by me, who have helped me, who have cooperated with me in conducting whatever little possible I have done. Finally, I want to close with a prayer. This is a prayer written by a North Karnataka devotee. He wrote this prayer. It is very dear to my heart. I will just say that and translate it into English and then conclude. It goes like this. Those of you who know Kannada will understand. Those of you who do not know Kannada, I will translate it. Ninna nambide sai ranga, ninna nambide sai ranga, yenna poreyo karunantaranga, yenna poreyo karunantaranga, ninna nambide sai ranga. ನಿನ್ನ ಎನ್ನ ನಯನದಲ್ಲಿ ನಿನ್ನ ಪುಣ್ಯರೂಪ ಕುಣಿಯಲಿ ಎನ್ನ ನಯನದಲ್ಲಿ ನಿನ್ನ ಪುಣ್ಯರೂಪ ಕುಣಿಯಲಿ ಎನ್ನ ಹೃದಯದಲ್ಲಿ ನಿನ್ನ ಸ್ಮರಣೆ ತುಂಬಿ ತುಳುಕಲಿ ಎನ್ನ ಹೃದಯದಲ್ಲಿ ನಿನ್ನ ಸ್ಮರಣೆ ತುಂಬಿ ತುಳುಕಲಿ ನಿನ್ನ ನಂಬಿದೆ ಸಾಯಿರಂಗ ನಿನ್ನ ನಂಬಿದೆ ಸಾಯಿರಂಗ ಎನ್ನ ದೇಹ ನಿನ್ನ ವಾಸ ಯೋಗ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಮೆರೆಯಲಿ. ಎನ್ನ ದೇಹ ನಿನ್ನ ವಾಸ ಯೋಗ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಮೆರೆಯಲಿ. ಎನ್ನ ಪ್ರಾಣ ನಿನ್ನ ಪದಕ್ಕೆ ಕುಸುಮವಾಗಿ ಬೀಳಲಿ. ಎನ್ನ ಪ್ರಾಣ ನಿನ್ನ ಪದಕ್ಕೆ ಕುಸುಮವಾಗಿ ಬೀಳಲಿ. ನಿನ್ನ ನಂಬಿದೆ ಸಾಯಿರಂಗ. Translated, it means this: I have surrendered to you, O my Lord, Karunantaranga, you are the most compassionate ones. I have submitted myself to your lotus feet. Let all the times your Punya Rupa, your beautiful form, be in front of my eyes. My heart be always filled with your Namasmarana. Let my heart be filled with chanting of your name at all times. Let this body be a Yogya Vasa. This heart be a place for you to reside. Let this be an ideal body for your residence. And at the end of my life, my soul, let it be offered as a flower at your lotus feet. This is the prayer which I really love. I want to offer with this prayer, I offer this talk at the lotus feet of Bhagavan. Let Swami shower his grace and blessings on all of us at all times. If you, all of you ask me, if you sum up your entire experience of 50 years in one sentence, I can say, whenever I have listened to Swami implicitly, even today when I follow Swami teaching implicitly in my life, everything goes well. He takes care of us, he looks after us. Whenever we try to use our intelligence, our logic, we don't follow his advice, we suffer. This is the simple formula which all of you follow. Your life will be beautiful. I would say like a rose, the fragrance will spread all around. Thank you. Thank you all. Sai Ram.
Saram brothers, what an evening this is. Truly, what an evening this is. We are all privileged. Thank you, Dhakappa sir, for making this Sunday all the more special by creating a Parthi or Brindavan session down here with Swami. Thank you so much for sharing your experiences with all of us. Swami has been blessing him then and now. He spoke about the 4 phases of his life, translating Swami's teachings to practical life in terms of, whatever be, in terms of dowry, listening to parents, whatever. Each and every aspect of it is applicable to all of us. I'll just keep it very, very short. One thing that summarizes and what he shared the last is, he's been very candid. Actually, he said he didn't know many times what comes next, but he just listened to Swami and followed him. Listening to Swami and following him has been, I think, the summary of Sir's life. And I would invite all of us to listen to Swami and follow him. Jai Sai Ram. Couple of announcements, if I may just share. First off, sir, we also thank Sri Satsai Seva Organization Karnataka and Brindavan Management Committee for the total support for us to organize this Samarpan every month. We thank the director, sir, warden, the students of Sri Satsai Institute of Higher Learning, Brindavan campus for turning up in large numbers. Look at the numbers. Thank each and every one of you for having taken benefit of this particular session. We thank Radio Sai and the audiovisual team for all the arrangements. We thank the Brindavan Ladies Sevadal team for the sumptuous prasadam they prepare, Samarpan after Samarpan. Thank you all the audience who are in good numbers for sharing the joy and living the divine experiences here. Next month, on 19th March 2017, the 71st Samarpan Satsang session will be here at Brindavan. We'll have Sri Romel sir sharing his wonderful experiences with Swami. I request Gangadhar Shetty Garu to kindly come and present Dhakappa sir a shawl as a small token of our love.
ओम जय जगदीश हरे स्वामी सत्य साई हरे भक्त जना संरक्षक भक्त जना संरक्षक पति महेश्वरा ओम जय जगदीश हरे शशिवदना श्रीकरा सर्वा प्राणपते स्वामी सर्वा प्राणपते आश्रित कल्पलतिका आश्रित कल्पलतिका आपद्बान्धवा ओम जय जगदीश हरे मात पिता गुरुदैवमु पर्यन्तयु नीवे स्वामी पर्यन्तयु नीवे नाद ब्रह्म जगन्नाथ नाद ब्रह्म जगन्नाथ नागेन्द्राशयना ओम जय जगदीश हरे ओंकार रूप ओजस्वी साई महादेवा सर्व साई महादेवा मंगल आरती अंदुको मंगल आरती अंदुको मंगल गिरधारी ओम जय जगदीश हरे नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण 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 ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम जय सद्गुरुदेवा नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण 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 ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम जय सद्गुरुदेवा नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण 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 ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण सत्य नारायण नारायण जय सद्गुरुदेवा शांति 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 समस्त लोका सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्त लोका सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्त लोका सुखिनो भवन्तु शांति 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 जय बोलो भगवान श्री सत्य साई बाबा जी की जय।